Are you suddenly at the point after the breakup where you see every red flag that you ignored? Maybe that person showed you who they were over and over again and you didn't follow your gut or listen to your intuition. Or maybe you even made excuses for it. Are you now at the stage of the grief that you're just angry and you're furious at how maybe they treated you, something that they said to you, how things went overall at the end? Maybe they left you, maybe they betrayed you. And maybe you're even furious at yourself for staying that long in the relationship. So this is the anger stage, and it can show up at any point after a breakup. And for some people it comes earlier, some people it comes later. There's no necessarily order to this anger part of the grief stage. So you might be just furious at them for wasting your time. Maybe it was years of your life with one person. Maybe you're furious at yourself for ignoring the red flags, or feel guilty about this because you think you should be over it by now and they don't deserve your tears, for example. Or maybe you don't want to be the one who takes the high road. Maybe you're feeling petty or angry. And anger is not the enemy. It's important to understand that it's actually a sign that you're healing, and it's completely normal as a sign that you're kind of going through the stages and taking your power back. Hi there, my name is Andrea Hunt, and I'm an EFT empowerment coach based in Munich, Germany, but I do online Zoom sessions and workshops. I help people heal through their breakup and belief wounding to rebuild their confidence. And follow me for videos about confidence, self-worth, solo travel after a breakup, and travel mistakes that I made already so that you don't have to. So this is part 4 of the Stages of Grief Heartbreak series that I'm doing right now. So anger is a normal part of grief, and it's different from the blame. Blame keeps you kind of stuck in a cycle, feeling kind of like you have a, victim mentality. They did this to me. They did this, they did that to me. But blame keeps you focused on outcomes and things that already happened, and anger is active. It's a springboard to your recovery. Even though it might not feel so healthy at the time, it's better to feel it and process it than to just hold it in. So when anger sets in, you're becoming aware of these emotions that have been uncomfortable enough to motivate this change and put you into the next step. You're accepting that you can't renegotiate old outcomes. Your anger is reflective of this growth. So here's what anger actually means. 1, you've stopped blaming yourself completely, and maybe you're starting to see the situation clearly of where their role might become more clear to you. 2, your boundaries are coming back to you. 3, your body is finally saying that was not okay, and for whatever reason, what happened in the relationship. Your anger can be directed outward, at your ex for how they treated you, or something that they said, or something that happened. And it can even be at yourself at this stage, because maybe you feel angry that you stayed too long, or whatever. But it's important not to beat yourself up at this stage. It's important to be able to process those feelings so that you can release them and let them go. So when you take responsibility initially for some of the roles that you might have had in the relationship, it's normal at the beginning to kind of blame yourself or to feel guilty or angry, but it is okay, and it's all right to let it go. So anger gives you this power of moving forward, even if it feels super uncomfortable, especially if you're somebody who's always used to being with it and in control. That anger gives you the power to move forward. It's your brain and your heart and your body finally saying, I deserve better than this. And, it might come out in ways like, you're rage deleting photos. Maybe you're throwing things into boxes. Maybe you're throwing it away. Maybe people, have told me that they just ended up ripping up all the photos of their ex or something. And there's no judgment here. I mean, sometimes people get to a point where they're feeling extremely angry about what's happening, and it's all right to not, judge yourself during this time. You might end up blocking them on everything, or, replaying every time that they hurt you, and now you see it clearly, and you just want to, write it all down and say everything. And this is normal. This is you fighting back. And this is you taking charge of your life again. And this is where EFT is really important, because you can do what is called rage tapping, like talk and rant. So I would encourage you, if you really have a lot of pent up anger, you can literally sit there and you can go through the points, and you can just sit there and rage. You can be like, I'm so angry about this, I'm so hurt about this, and screw them and whatever. And the thing is that you do this by yourself at first, if you need to do it in the morning. And this will help you kind of get through the day. You can say whatever you want. Nobody's judging you. You can be petty. You can be whatever. Completely enraged, saying ridiculous things. You could pick them apart, whatever. The fact is that you're just being able to articulate and get all this out, because it is not healthy to hold all of this rage inside of our bodies. However, if you really want to do some deep healing work, that would be something you could do with me, where we use EFT tapping. And as I said, it's tapping acupuncture points on the face like this. And we use it to be able to release negative emotions, release the negative emotional charge of certain events, or even things that they said. Sometimes you have one sentence that they said that's stuck in your head, and it's just, you're ruminating it. And every time you think about it, it hurts. You can do EFT tapping so that doesn't have the emotional charge, and you can just look at it and be like, that happened, and it was a memory, but it's not something that triggers you with the same intensity. And that's how it's super, super helpful. So if you need help tapping with the anger at this stage, maybe you have so much pain and so much rage or whatever, this is something that EFT tapping can help you to move through. So that you don't have to suppress all of these emotions. So most people suppress anger because they think that they should, forgive immediately or something like that. And it's not true. At the beginning, you are allowed to feel all of the emotions so that you can let them go and process them. Okay, so follow me for more breakup stages if you want some insight. And remember that during the holidays, this is a very difficult time for a lot of people. So I do have some sessions open. So go ahead and book a call with me if you'd like to discuss how I can be part of your healing journey of getting through your heartbreak and also rebuilding your confidence so that you can feel better about yourself and recreate your life without them. Okay, just for you.